up. Wait a minute.
You
Wait
did.
a minute. Wait. No, stop.
You're jumping on Jewish people.
See, he's going back to the race card. Why are you going back to that?
I care what colour you are.
I'm banned from this place. I cannot go in here. The UK law is a joke, though. Guys thought I was going to be burning off. But we are fine.
Said at the start, you're just a complete moron.
And so are you.
So until you
just
stop being
talk
a moron,
over people, bro.
you will be
You just
treated
talk
like a
over
moron.
people, bro.
You are Mizzy,
The man didn't really
the
do
moron. For the
Boxing
record,
match
he
in
wasn't
August.
paid for this,
Boxing match in
obviously.
August.
I feel like
outside.
paying viewers actually, if I just
Keeps
put up
sharing
with
the
it.
street.
You know what I hate about myself the most? On rare occasions, I have a little bit of optimism, and every single time it backfires on me. Now, in my previous video, I was quite hopeful that this time Mizzy would actually be charged with something and actually sent to prison to get off the streets, but I also kind of said throughout that video that I don't think that would happen. That was kind of more of my pessimistic side coming out, to say the least, and yeah, today, my optimism definitely backfired on me again, as per usual. Mizzy has been released. He has been arrested multiple times in the past for doing this exact same thing, hence why I believed he would get released again, because if it's failed once and twice before and probably a third time, it would fail a fourth time. And apparently the only, justice, big quotation marks, that's actually came out of this is, according to him, that he's been fined £565 and he can no longer go on social media and film people without written consent, which I've got a weird feeling he'll find a loophole around that one way or another. So I think Mizzy is definitely looking towards more diversifying his profile in terms of content, which he's already announced. He's talking about live streaming IRL over on Twitch, and he actually shouted his Twitch out live on the Piers Morgan show. And yeah, Twitch will just ban that before he even gets his first chance of live streaming, or after his first chance of live streaming. It won't last long as well. Also, I don't know what on earth he's thinking about, live streaming like IRL pretty much. There's nobody remember Ice Poseidon. There's nobody remember the horrors of that. Like, that tenfold's going to end up happening to him for sure. Someone's going to end up jumping him. He's also announced that he's got a boxing match in August. I don't know who's going to box him. Honestly, I hope it's Frank Castle that gets a hands on him. Honestly, he needs to be slapped around silly. But yeah, apparently he's got a boxing match in August. He's built like IKEA flat pack furniture, so I don't know what he's going to end up doing unless he's planning to get absolutely jacked out of his mind and go twice a day to the gym non-stop until August. I mean, he's literally got, what is this? He's literally got about 3 to 4 months to prepare. I don't know what he's up to. He could just be chatting a load of shit, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, that's the overall punishment for him. A fine of £565, and he needs to give he needs to get written consent by anyone who's going to appear in his videos. So again, he'll find a loophole around that. Now, he appeared live on the Piers Morgan show, and it was an absolute disaster, but what else did you expect? Thankfully, and I mean thankfully, the first thing that popped into my head is Piers Morgan better not fucking pay this twat for appearing. But he did say towards the end of it that he's not been paid. So again, Piers Morgan, thank you very much for that. But again, giving this man such a monstrous platform maybe wasn't the right thing. Understand I'm doing the same thing, I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but I'm not a billionaire with a massive show, so maybe there's a little bit of a difference. But either way, I understand it's great content, you need the views either way. But during this entire thing, just like his apology video, he kept going back in what he said and contradicting himself, and the whole thing he was doing was like what Piers Morgan was doing during the first interview of Andrew Tate, and just trying to talk over him. But he did it like 100-fold. Like, he was screeching, going, no, let me talk to him, no, let me talk. And he was like, he just kept trying to interrupt at every second, and it was literally like a solid 30 to 60 seconds of Piers Morgan talking and being calm and polite for the most part. Again, justified him, breaking that character every so often. And yeah, just him over talking, and the second that Piers was trying to get his point across, very calm and politely, it was just, no, why are you going after my race? Why are you going after my family, brother? It's just the same thing over and over again. If you saw his apology video, it was the same thing, but just on crack, essentially. So yeah, this video won't be as long as the last one. I'll probably just keep it as short there. I don't really have anything else to add. The UK criminal justice system is honestly a fucking joke. Getting arrested for making jokes, you're also You've probably saw that viral video, which I plan to make a video on soon, of the Just Stop Oil protesters who were blocking the road. Some guy just trying to get to work, you know, a hard grafter, decides to push them out of the way. The police were there and they just instantly pinned him to his own vehicle and arrested him. Even though protesting is now illegal and that's what Just Stop Oil were doing, the police did not dare touch them. And also, I'd like to say for the record that I completely disagree with protesting being illegal. In my opinion, I don't think it has any effect anymore whether it's legal or not, but it should be a human right to voice your opinions, your frustration and anger against something that you disapprove of. But the fact that that's getting removed, sorry, it's not getting removed, it has been removed, is kind of a scary thought that we might be going down the path of somewhere like China, for example. So that's quite scary. But yeah, the UK justice system is just an absolute joke. And also, that was one thing Mizzy has said as well, that he knew he would get away with this because he's black, and the justice system in the UK is just absolutely beyond fucked. It honestly is. And that is something else I also said in my previous video, is the fact that he was black and he was originally going to get charged for a hate crime. The police backed off on that one extremely quickly because they knew the backlash, which, again, who are these people who would go against this? Like, honestly, but the backlash would look incredibly bad against them for trying to commit a black guy for a hate crime. So I think the police would just shat themselves and just try to give them the most minimum punishment imaginable just to get this case off their back. But yeah, I'll wrap the video up there. Honestly, there's not too much information. I'm glad Piers Morgan didn't pay him. That would have just been extremely sad, and that would have just been very rewarding for something that doesn't deserve it. I'm not 100% agreeing with actual platforming him and giving him a place to speak. I think this person's, you know, I'm putting this in the biggest quotation marks of a career, needs to just die out immediately overnight. He needs to be the most irrelevant person on the planet. And yeah, I don't know who on earth is going to box. It has to be someone who weighs about 4 grams like himself, because he's got about 3 or 4 months of training for this boxing match. And yeah, a £565 fine is about at least a zero missing from that. And there should have been community service jail time and just banned from it, period. But anyway, I'll wrap it up there this time for sure. Thank you very much to everyone that tuned in, it's greatly appreciated. As I said, I've got a couple of videos coming up. I'm wanting to talk about the state of gaming, and I think I'm going to go full balls to the wall, and it's going to absolutely beyond trigger the living fuck out of everyone in that video. I'm wanting to talk about, as I said, that guy who moved the Just Stop Oil protester somewhere down in England and got arrested for it. I'm also wanting to talk about how Bud Light 2.0 is just happening in terms of Target. But yeah, thank you very much for the support, it's greatly appreciated. I love you all, and as always, keep on rolling. Have a great day and a better week to follow. See yous.